So you're a presider for a session. This seems to be the group of people who has had the most questions, just not being sure exactly what their role is going to look like. And so by and large, it's going to be to keep an eye on this Q&A panel and both if there's something that shouldn't be here, to just go ahead and dismiss things, but then also to bring questions to the attention of the speaker. So some of our speakers, there's going to be a real range of abilities, comfort with technology, things like that. And so we would like to assume that our presenters aren't necessarily going to know if there are questions in the Q&A section. And so part of your job after a paper is over will be to come look at questions and direct some of them, possibly all of them, to the presenter. And so after a paper, you might have 2 or 3 questions that are in here. Your job will be in large part to pick which ones you want to ask, prioritize those if you want, and then ask them to the presenters. You can also, if there are more questions than we have time to answer, we would like you to go ahead and in some way copy and paste those questions into a document that you can give to the presenters. So if someone, let's say there's some really substantive questions that get to the heart of a kind of research scholarly paper, we would like those to be conveyed to the presenters after the fact. So if let's say someone has a question about where do we see this myth being referenced before the work that you're talking about here, that may be a question that would be really useful for the presenter to have later. And so we would like you to copy and paste those questions into a document if there are ones we do not get to, just so that they have a format. They will be available to the presenters in this interface, but we would like you to make it a little bit easier on them. They've already had to present and do a conference presentation over this format. So that is our main thing, basically just to handle these questions and direct them to people as appropriate. Tech questions will not be your job. You will have a tech assistant. They will be a designated point person who will be in charge of any technical problems. So if you run into issues where you do not feel comfortable with some sort of technological issue, you will have a tech person on call. They will be there. They will have full technological control over the panel. And so if there are problems on that front, that is someone else's problem.